Well, as the Bulldogs Community Program launches an initiative today in conjunction with Community Care Kitchen, the Canterbury Leagues Club, led by yourself, can you talk us through the program?
Yeah, really excited, Steve. This initiative, been thinking about it for now a while. CCK, which is stands for Community Kitchen Care. They've been doing this before the pandemic and throughout the pandemic, obviously. We thought about obviously what the Bulldogs all about. I remember, from day one when I entered the Bulldogs Club, and mission statement and values were always about community. We put two together. We thought, community care kitchen, they do a lot of good work, and specifically in the southwest of Sydney, Cumberland, the Liverpool area, and Fairfield, obviously, in that. So we thought, why not, partner up together, and with great help from the Leagues Club as well, preparing some fresh meals as well. And they were to serve the community, to serve these families, especially the ones that are doing it extremely tough in these difficult times.
How much of an impact can this program and the club itself have on the community?
Look, the community has always backed the Bulldogs from day one. Again, I've lived around the area for a long time. Resided in Belmore when I first arrived to Australia, and been in the local community for a while. And all they talk about is the Bulldogs. Although we're struggling lately, on the field, but the support is always there. And again, to have the Bulldogs back in such a good program and initiative is fantastic, because it just shows people that although the community itself backs the Bulldogs, when we're going through the tough times, the Bulldogs will back the community as well when the community is going through a tough time as well. So it works both hands.
And how important is this program in particular for a time where we all sit at the moment?
Look, extremely important. Although there has been, some government assistance, it hasn't been sufficient to sustain them all. There are families living below the poverty line, including single parents, families, refugee and asylum seeker families, the elderly, those families on a really low income. And that's where, the Bulldogs and CCK, have been, come into play. CCK have been providing for these families in and out of the pandemic for a long time now. So now to have a brand name like the Bulldogs and the Canterbury Leagues Club to be able to help to increase, it's just going to help so much. All these families that are struggling out there. I live for these things. We're blessed. Let's face it, we are blessed. We live in a beautiful country. We've got good jobs, and at the end of the day, not everybody lives that same lifestyle. So if we can sort of lend a hand, it's fantastic. I always tell this story when I go to schools, and I'm proud of it. When I first arrived to Australia, we had 5 kids. We didn't speak the language. My father couldn't find work. I lived in a 2-bedroom unit, extremely difficult times, and we couldn't even get any, welfare or from Centrelink or anything like that at the time, because we came on a refugee visa and you had to wait 6 months for it. So therefore, we sought help from the Salvation Army at the time, Smith family, local organisations. They gave us sort of food vouchers and that. So I've lived that life, and I know what it's all about. And there's no shame in that, because it's not like you can go out and work and you can't. So therefore, people that were doing okay before the pandemic, through the pandemic now, they're struggling, or all their savings are actually run out, and people have to pay rent, people have to put food on the table. We don't want anybody sleeping hungry, So therefore, this initiative is fantastic. It's a no-brainer for me and for the Bulldogs, and let's help as much people as we can. And whoever's out there actually that can help and contribute, please do so.